So just a quick introduction. I am, as she mentioned, Sonia Ahluwalia. I head sales for SADA, a year-old organization in India in terms of GTM, but 10-year plus long, the largest partner for Google globally. And I think for last couple, I think 8 years odd, we've been the partner of the year globally for Google. So we have deep synergies with Google, and we are new in India, but I think in the last 1 year, we've had about 100 logos under our belt, doing very strong. And I think this year is going to be, we'll see a huge leap and bound growth coming. So I have Dilip with me. Over to Dilip for your introduction.
Hi, thanks for having me here. It's a privilege to share our story. So I've been a VP of Engineering for Wealthy from last 2 years. And prior to that, I've been in various tech companies, especially fintech. So I've been a part of TradeLab, which was first funded company from Zerodha. And I was a co-founder there. After that, I went to Religare, and then I've come in Wealthy. So Wealthy being one of the most comprehensive wealth management platform from today, and what they offer to right now is stocks. You could basically buy stocks, and that is totally free right now. Its investing platform is totally free. You could buy futures, options, and you could buy mutual funds, debentures, fixed deposits. So when I say it's a very, one of the most comprehensive platform, there are two parts to it. One is we provide platforms for the existing financial advisors. So after coming of the big tech, these financial advisors don't have a platform where they could basically leverage the new tech, but we provide them that. And these partners and financial advisors could bring on their customers, and they could sell a list of all these products to these customers. From the customer perspective, we have a fund of one app and one investor. Basically, you have one financial investor who could guide you through your financial journeys, whether you're buying insurance, mutual funds, stocks, or you want to buy some debentures. And one app is there. Suppose you don't want to get irritated, like you don't want to be getting disturbed by your partners, and you want to do a DIY experience. That also you could do from our app. So it's a single place for everything in finance, and you have a partner support or partner layer. Right now, we have found companies where they have a DIY app. There's Zerodha, Grow, and other people are there. Policy Bazaar is there for insurance, but it's quite segregated, and also they don't have a person whom we could talk to whenever we find some issues or whenever we want some clarification, what should I buy? So you have a partner in those cases who could help you out to make the right choice and right investment.
So I think this introduction I think many of the audiences, including myself, would have a side chat with you after this discussion. So let's get back to our discussion. So we would like to know how Wealthy started, right?
Yeah.
A little bit about its evolution and your growth story.
Yeah, so Wealthy started basically by two friends, our founders, Mr. Aditya Agarwal and Prashant Gupta. And these two people were looking for opportunity to where to invest their money. And there wasn't a single comprehensive platform in 2016-17, and they were looking at it. And finally, this led to development of this platform. And they started with tax-saving mutual funds as the first product. And this is how this started. And right now, we have opened a brokerage firm. We are working mutual fund distributor. We are selling insurance and everything. And we are, from product side, what product apps which we have. Suppose you are a financial advisor, you will be getting a mobile app for your own, where you could track all your customers. You could give them proposals to your customers for buying insurance. You have multiple insurance from where you could select. And you could see your balances, how much payment you will get, how much commissions you will track. And we provide them extra materials which they could send it to their customers for new upcoming opportunities. Like for example, there's a new IPO coming, or there's a new sovereign gold bond is coming where you want to invest the money. So we provide them a lot of stickers, icons, images, which they could send it to the customer directly and also educate them. We provide them trainings. So that is how Wealthy is. We started our brokerage firm in last 7 months back. And this brokerage firm, we have now 10,000 KYCs already done in the last 6 months. And the growth is, we're expecting 4-5x growth this year, especially in this era where like a lot of people want to trade. And so this is what is the present growth phase which we are going on.
Coming to the questions which I think, paid for. My question is, what convinced you to move to Google Cloud? And some pain points or business challenges which you expect to get solved by moving on to Google Cloud.
Correct. So basically, today's tech is totally changing. And it is very difficult to make tech right now because there are microservices which has come into play, which was basically to solve the issues of monoliths. But when you are talking about microservices, few things come in automatically. What you need is basically better monitoring, better uptimes, and basically if you get into infrastructure management by yourself, it becomes too much work. So now you have to do development, you have to you have to ship your product features faster, and simultaneously you have to take care of infra also if you're on premises. And if you are in multi-cloud, some part is in AWS, some part is in Azure, some part in GCP, then there will be VPC charges when this inter-data transfer comes. So especially startups or in this era when we are very becoming cost efficient, we have to save every penny. So you have to come in a single VPC or single cloud, which is the most efficient for you and seems to be suited for your long-term strategy, or you want some reliable partner on the cloud. That's what required. So when we were in microservices, we had a very small team, a very lean DevOps team, and we can't afford that kind of management. So with microservices coming in, you need a lot of monitoring, logging, alert system on your system. So that you should be reminded of what has gone wrong in your system. So these were the issues when our ecosystem went, like when our ecosystem was expanding. Now we have 2 web apps, 2 mobile apps, multiple KYC services, there are multiple insurance services, brokerage services, mutual fund distribution. So there are a number of services which we are handling. And it was like more than 2 to 3 microservices per developer. So we want something where we could rely upon.
Sure.
And basically, we were thinking of managed Kubernetes engine.
Sure.
Kubernetes coming from Google family, it automatically provides one of the best alternative in all 3 cloud services. So since Kubernetes coming from Google family, we were trying to, we wanted to move it to it, but we got the chance once.
Sure. So coming on to the next question, what's the role of a partner when you want to do this, and how does a partner help you in smooth transition?
Correct.
Or how did SADA help you?
So I was coming to that part. So we were in other clouds, and SADA helped us because there was a partner with us. SADA helped us in finding out the alternatives. What are the alternatives in Google Cloud for particular service in AWS or Azure? And it has helped us in making our, basically when we provided the HLD for first few projects which we wanted to migrate. They understood our requirements. They gave us some network diagrams which they need to create. They gave us the HLD, how we should make our infra. And then, see, what happens is normally we'll know we don't require any help. But if you have a partner by your side, you get the confidence. Also, you could take a little bit of risk to migrate because we are in financial systems and there's real money involved. So we can't take a downtime. So being SADA at our side, we had that confidence that at least if some complex situation comes, we know whom to contact. So that was the initial phases in which I think the first few steps were the most important thing. So I think the journey's first few steps are the most important steps. That's how SADA helped us. Also right now also, if we face some issues in DevOps, we discuss with them. And we come up with some solution which could help us, our business requirements, as well as it doesn't spikes our cost. Because the cost is also one of the most important factors when we are considering cloud, what services we use. Like for example, few days back, we were facing some issue when the sudden traffic came on our systems. And we were on GKE autopilot. Luckily, nobody knew that there was some traffic which has come. When we were seeing our logs, we found out there was a huge spike at that point of time, and the pods auto-scaled. So that saved us for that. Rather than we seeing the issues at night and our waking up our DevOps team at that time, our systems are getting down, the GKE autopilot already saved us. So that is how SADA has helped us to configure our systems. And it depends on the maturity also. Once we are mature in the Google Cloud, we could take things and configure it as required.
So I think we've shown, SADA normally follows a 4-pillar principle when they engage with any customer. You know, we assess, we plan, we deploy, and we optimize, right? So I think all these 4 processes played a very important role, where starting from assessing their current situation before they even thought of moving to Google Cloud, right? And then planning it for them, meticulous planning, then deploying it with least downtime, and then what he mentioned, what happened last week, the auto scaling, and then the spike coming, and it's basically how do we optimize. So coming to the next question, we have just some time left, so I have 2 more questions for you. So how has this partnership with SADA and Google Cloud helped you to solve the business problems?
Yeah.
Right? Apart from the technology, Google is great, SADA
Yeah.
is great. What about the business side?
So the most important part of the application team or engineering team is to continuously shape our products. Rather than we telling the business that we were not able to do because there was some production issue and the systems went down and we are seeing the issues along, they want us to ship our products which should be better tested, and once it goes to production, it should be doing what it intends to do. So what we are able to achieve is, first thing, we are able to ship more. Our iterations are going. Every 2 weeks, we are able to continue our iterations, and we are able to ship more features. Since we have, I would say we have to develop a number of things, like we are developing insurance, mutual fund, brokerage. So we have to develop a number of things. And also there's a compliance, KYC, SEBI, you know, is bringing the compliance every day and day out. The first advantage was that. Second advantage is, by default, Google gives you observability. So you know your CPU, how much utilization is there, course. And also we have made our own dashboards. So we have made our own middlewares, which basically logs entire data. How much the spike, how much the response is coming, what is the response time, how many requests came for which type. And we have made the complete dashboard. And we have set alerts on them so that the required team should be alerted on. If there's some issue happening, we know previously only. So it's a kind of proactive alert system. Rather than we waiting for customers to tell we are not able to do the payments, the first moment he gets some issues in his dashboard, we are able to capture this issue, this user is facing some issue. And we could also contact him offline mode, or we could help him through other modes so that he's able to do the payments if there's a serious issue. And also we'll be able to fix those bugs so that in future doesn't come.
So I think your team is working smart than working hard now, right?
So I think...
They're smart workers now.
So I think the whole engineering came like that only. The engineers are lazy, and that's why they are choose a smarter solution.
Sure. Last question, and you'll see many people in this crowd who are either just starting their cloud journey or thinking to cloud, just to embark on that cloud journey. What would your suggestion be, or your advice to those?
So I have seen on-premises also. I have seen cloud journeys also. So I think the on-premises has been out of the question actually, because if you are going for no downtime systems, high-yield systems are there, it's very difficult to actually work on even VMs or on-premises VMs. You have to go to containerization technology, and either you have to use self-managed, like Google managed Kubernetes engine, or like Azure managed AKE, or any managed Kubernetes engine you have to use, or you have to use some self-managed Kubernetes engine. I think the world is changing very fast. So the on-premises thing, although I know this business, you can't disrupt the business, and it's very easy to tell ki you should move the whole thing to the cloud. And there are actual issues, because first step they should do is they could containerize the whole source code. They should write Docker files. And the moment they do that, after that, with a little bit of effort, they could migrate to cloud very easily, especially if you have a partner with yourself who could help you in, you do the initial handholding. But yeah, so it's like out of question to do on-premises in this world.
I'll just add to it, when I was selling cloud 10 years ago, I used to go and tell every customer, you get in cloud, the cost comes down, the complexity comes down, the risk comes down. Then after 6 years comes multi-cloud. All those 3 things which I was constantly selling, cost is down, complexity is down, risk is down, all the 3 take a reverse direction, the moment multi-cloud comes in, right? So multi-cloud is the necessary, I would say, known devil, evil, whatever you call it, you can't survive without it. But I would also add 2 more points to it, I don't want to leave it on the multi-cloud mode, Google being the last entrant in this multi-cloud era, Google is the most, I would say, multi-cloud friendly, adaptable cloud provider, because they never got the whole puzzle for them to, design from scratch like the other two leaders got. So Google got a few pieces of puzzle left, and they fixed themselves into it, and they've come out really well. And they have, evolved as a best coexisting cloud infrastructure provider today, coexisting with AWS and Microsoft, which already a lot of customers have. And the last point would be, if you really want to harness the benefit of any cloud provider, we go to them for their microservices, for their native services, for a lot of values which they bring on the table. And if you don't invest with them equally, if you do a strategy of 30, 30, 33 or 33, 33, 33, you're not going to get benefit out of it, right? You have to choose a cloud provider who you will have to invest with them to really get the return from that particular investment on the cloud. So I think
So I would like to add one more point. Google has one of the best documentation for Google GKE. So you could just go, and if you really have used AWS and GKE or Azure, you'll find the difference when you are actually your developers.
This is a first-hand experience, someone who's been using it. I'm sure you've felt it every day in, day out. So I think this is time's up. And I think the light is blinking. I think we are done. Thank you so much, Dilip, for this.
Thank you.
And,
thank you for having me here.
We are available here if anyone has any questions. Dilip is around here. So you could believe him more than any seller on the stage, because he's been using it firsthand. So Dilip, you could.
Sure.
Thank you for a very, very interesting conversation. A very interesting conversation. Can we please give them a huge round of applause? I'm sure, I'm sure our esteemed guests here today would like to put forth questions to you, but because of the paucity of time, and we have a lot to cover and a lot to share here today, we will take questions offline. If you do have any questions, our speakers are available later in the evening. We will take them offline, yes? I request the both of you to please stay on stage with us just a little longer. May I please invite Mr. Manish Sharma, Chief Business Officer, Strateging, to kindly present both of you with a planter. This is a token of our gratitude and appreciation for your time, for your valuable insights.
Thank you so much. I think we deserve to.
I request you to come together for a photograph, please.